the article, right?
Yeah, let me just
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome. I didn't mean to hit the button. Hello. Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lloyd 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
I was pleasantly surprised by the mummy. Hello.
What's up, Chris?
What's going on, everybody?
That
You
reminds-
heard nothing before he said hello.
Right. That reminds me of that time when I'm recording and the thing hit unrecord after, a second after, or two, and the whole cast didn't happen.
That was the greatest cast we ever had, too.
It was like a reset button for us, and it didn't exist. It didn't exist. Actually, I think that happened to me twice in my YouTube lifetime. Twice, I think. All right, so you saw The Mummy. You said it was fabuloso.
Yeah,
What is that?
Yeah, yes, it was good. It was quite good. I was pleasantly surprised.
Damn, that is surprising. All right, that's a good thing, I guess.
I've actually heard that from a few reviews that it's got its problems, but it's still pretty good. So I mean,
all right.
I saw this clip. It was like a behind the scenes thing with that. And not to spoil it, but there's a particular fight scene in this movie where the two actors, they almost legitimately fought each other behind the scenes. Not that they were angry with each other, but they were so into it that they would just make sure you throw me, and then you punch me, and then I'll throw you into the wall, exactly, and then we'll bang your head through the window. It was fantastic. I was like, holy fuzz, that looks awesome.
Wow.
Yes.
So yeah.
So all right. So what is the Justice League stuff?
Right. So this is kind of a follow-up to a report that we read a couple months ago. Apparently, they're going to be starting the Justice League reshoots pretty soon. They said that they're going to take a good portion of the summer, most of the summer. Now the articles that are coming out are saying that they're extensive reshoots, and that they're essentially the words that they're using are or the phrases I should say are that they're almost remaking the movie, or some of them are saying that they're remaking it twice or something. I don't know. I don't necessarily buy that. I think that there are reshoots. Like every movie has reshoots, or almost every movie has reshoots. I think
because
they're
the
going
lighting at the time was wrong, or the sound was off just a bit.
Yeah, I think what they're going to do is they're going to reshoot certain portions in order to make maybe the movie have a bit of a different tone in some places. I'm assuming maybe what they're going to do is they're going to look at Wonder Woman, since that was received very well. And they're going to look at the things in Wonder Woman that worked, and that maybe they're going to try to translate that into Justice League, not just with Wonder Woman herself. Yeah, maybe give her more screen time, but not just with Wonder Woman herself, but maybe they're going to look at the other heroes and say, okay, how can we make this feel kind of like Wonder Woman did? It's
like if the Flash sucks, let's put the Flash with Wonder Woman, some interaction.
Yeah.
Or if Cyborg sucks, let's throw with Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. Maybe she'll have a dynamic. Maybe she becomes friends with them. Maybe she'll be like a motherly role to the Flash, just protect them and stuff. I mean,
and I do have to say this. I know it's a foregone conclusion that Superman's going to come back in this movie and yada yada yada, but somebody needs to tell Henry Cavill to stop taking pictures of himself in costume.
He's drinking his cappuccino.
It ruins the mystique. It's like kayfabe in wrestling.
He's in it.
Yeah.
He's got his suit back.
I mean, I would have told him, listen, Henry, don't take any pictures because we don't want anybody to, to get on it.
Everybody knows. They even leaked it that he's in it.
I know that everybody knows, but it's it would have been better if he wasn't doing it.
Dude, it is the worst kept secret.
It is.
In the history of secrets.
Yeah. They shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Dude, their own company, they said, oh, look at this shot of Superman with the group.
Right.
I mean, he's in it.
It's annoying because it's just pretend you're dead.
I know.
And you're not coming back. But
listen, when the director and the producer and the casting this and this one, everybody on the set and their mother are talking about Superman coming back.
Yeah.
I guess he shouldn't get in trouble got his feet up drinking a
He didn't get in trouble. I'm just saying, you know, I think that it's kind of stupid, in my opinion.
Right,
I think it's.
We need some mystery. Leave it some mystery.
Yeah,
that's what we're asking for.
Again, you know, like I said, I'm a Marvel guy, and this whole DC stuff is like foreign to me. I mean, I've been getting DC stuff for the kids, and this whole Batman proposing to Catwoman thing, I don't understand any of it. So, I mean, if somebody can explain it to me, like, you know, is this the Batman that we've known forever, or I don't know. This DC stuff is just.
Could that be the Reverse Flash doing all that?
I'm not even gonna read it because I'm a Marvel guy, so I'm not. I'll let the kids explain it. So I don't. You know what it is? I read the Rebirth thing, was cool, that one comic, and now I won't get another DC comic for like I don't know how many things. But anyway, all right. So Justice League. Do we know if he's spending like? I mean, is Joss Whedon just saying, "Hey, another $200 million, let's go," or is
I don't know what. It doesn't say really what the budget's going to be.
I'm telling you, he's probably shooting new things.
Oh, he probably is.
He is probably this. You and I said it. Oh, we got to get him. He's got to get off the movie. He's got to get off the movie, right? There's a horrible way to get off the movie.
Absolutely.
For Snyder. But don't tell me that he's not going to remake the movie because Warner Brothers said so. If Warner Brothers told him, listen, here's another $100 million, just go crazy.
Yeah.
He's going to make it his movie.
They were probably saying, you know, Snyder did a couple of these scenes that we just don't see eye to eye.
This is not going to be Snyder's movie anymore.
So if you want to tweak them,
I'm pretty sure some stuff will stay, like that we've seen. But I'm pretty sure this movie's going to be remade from the middle to the beginning to the back, like weird. I mean, I just hope it doesn't become like an ass freaking patchwork shit. But I have a feeling it's in good hands with Joss Whedon. I think. What do you think? You're worried?
I'm not confident with it.
Really?
It's not because of Joss Whedon. It's because I think that not DC. Warner Brothers is going to want a lot of what's already been done to stay the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that even if they don't, well, like let's say you're right, and they went to Whedon and they said remake a lot of it. Now we have two different tones conflicting with each other, and it's going to make the movie feel like a mess. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't want it to be like, oh, well, we've got a really dark tone at first, but then it transitions into, you know, happy-go-lucky Marvel movie. You know.
I mean, can't they make it like just dark as a Batman, and then like just everybody else's stuff is just light?
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, this isn't Batman's movie. You know
I know,
what I'm
but
saying?
he's like the freaking Professor X, and Wonder Woman is like Magneto, and it's ridiculous, but they're getting everybody together.
Yeah.
So it's
I don't know, because this movie, they said, this was another article that came out, they are not measuring the success of the DCEU with Wonder Woman. They're doing it with Justice League.
Oh God!
So if it doesn't matter how good Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman as a singular movie, if it does well, that's fantastic. But no matter how good, and this is unfortunate, no matter how good Wonder Woman does, no matter how good it is, if Justice League sucks, then it all doesn't matter.
It's over.
Yeah.
Not
Everything.
over, but you can't say, oh, but Wonder Woman was good, because they'll go, well, so.
That was our one shot. That was our once in a lifetime thing.
Right now, the safe bet is Wonder Woman 2, Wonder Woman 3. Right now.
Well, somebody made a good point on another video I watched, right? And really think about this for a minute. They said if Man of Steel came out and then Wonder Woman came out, the view of the DCEU would be completely different.
Yeah.
Because you'd have Man of Steel, which is okay, Wonder Woman, which I hear is fantastic, and then they could have learned from those two things and possibly made Batman versus Superman and Suicide Squad better if they went in that direction.
Because like I've been saying, after I saw Wonder Woman, this should have either been their first or second movie. Going straight into BVS was the biggest mistake they could have done.
I agree.
They should have set things up with I hate saying it, with solo movies, and then with one more solo movie, and then gone into BBS. Whether it was a Wonder Woman movie, whether it was The Flash or whatever, they should have, or Batman, they should have gone like one or two more movies and then had BBS.
Well, I think you're right. I think what they should have done was Man of Steel, because I think starting off with Superman is a good move. So you do Man of Steel, then you do Wonder Woman, then you do a Batman movie, then you do Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, you get your trilogies, you get your three.
I gotta tell you though, I the fact that he killed Zod ruins it for me. I don't like that. I don't accept it.
I look at it this way. To this day, I still look at it this way. He was left with no choice.
No, I can't. No, dude, I can't. Let me tell you something. If it was Christopher Reeve, there would have been a choice. I don't like that. Like, so if there's never a choice, you're gonna snap the person's neck.
And in truth, he wasn't Superman yet. That's what everybody's arguing. He was not Superman yet, because through that entire movie, at no time did he was he actually referred to as Superman. He was referred to either as Clark or Kal-El.
Well, there was one scene where they called him Superman.
Lois.
There was a scene where the guy goes, they're on their way with Superman, and the guy goes, Superman? He goes, sir, the alien. That's what they're calling him.
Yeah, that's right.
So this was my thing. I see where Scott's coming from, and I thought that would have been an interesting thing to bring into Batman versus Superman, because I originally the rumors were that Batman was going to be kind of like an impromptu teacher for Superman, kind of like a third father figure, if you will. They didn't really need it, but in this case, and Superman would have learned kind of the, his no killing thing from Batman. So when I was thinking about that, I was like, okay, I can kind of see where they're going. That didn't happen in Batman versus Superman. So really, they've never brought up the idea of Superman going, what I did was wrong, and I've learned from it. Personally, the way I would have ended Man of Steel would have been Superman and Zod were fighting, and he accidentally killed Zod. And that would have been a learning moment for him, where in the movie he would have said, I will never let this happen again.
And let's not forget, in that movie, he pretty much broke down and screamed. If you look at it, he was screaming in anger that he was forced to do this.
Yeah.
And that's what people are not seeing, is that here he killed not only a fellow Kryptonian, but basically, in a way, he's now alone again.
I
think it could have been handled better, though. I mean, I agree with you, Joe.
They should have. It should have been something where he tricked Zod into using the heat beam that affected the Phantom Zone or whatever, and he got sucked into it.
Well, I mean, you can't really use the Phantom Zone in that situation.
They should have changed the whole scene. There shouldn't have been a scene where he's in that place and the people are. They should have changed it.
They wanted to show how evil and how far Zod wanted to go.
See, listen, I'm going based on when I was a kid, my dad took me to see Superman, Superman 2, Superman 3, Superman 4, right? I had a problem with... I mean, I liked Man of Steel a lot, but I had a problem with him killing Zod. I had a problem with no kryptonite. I had a problem even with Batman vs. Superman, where he's so much in love like a puppy and distracted that when everybody died and blew up, did you see his face? He's like,
yeah.
Oh, I got dirt on my cape.
Oh, yeah.
Like you saw that look? Remember that?
That was one of the many problems with Batman vs. Superman. I mean, it was just
you saw that look that he had? Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's too bad. 100,000 people died. That's too bad. Damn, I got to be more careful next time.
Oh, is that a finger?
But I think, you know what it is? I think the problem is when he's doing the movies, they're doing it as like a real life thing. They shouldn't do it like that. Listen, the most important thing about Superman is that he's so much in love with Lois Lane, which is ridiculous now because it kind of ruins the whole movie because they're trying to cover that, but then like just like an injustice thing. If she dies, he'll kill everybody. Like, I mean, or he'll lose it or whatever. I just, it's too much.
They toned
with
down
that.
Superman Returns, where he was pretty much a stalker in that one, if you think about it.
Wow. See, I liked Superman Returns. I just didn't like it that there was no villains and it was just ridiculous. I mean, but I did like it because to me it was like a true sequel to Superman 2 in a way. But that, you know, that's his kid. You know, she don't remember anything because he kissed her, but they did have, you know. And I just had a problem that the Brainiac wasn't in it, or because I cannot, you can't. From the toys perspective of working in a toy store, you can't have it was a box of Superman Returns figures. Superman one, like Superman outfit this, outfit this, outfit this. Who are the kids gonna have him fight? This human? Like that, that's why it was clearance. You have to think of all these things when you do these movies. You have to think about merchandising, like, oh my God, there's 5 villains, there's 2 villains, there's whatever. His characters. You can't just do a movie and just like, oh. So that's where it went bad, is because you didn't have villains. And it was just like, great idea about like him making, you know, the whole planet like Krypton or Fortress of Solitude.
But they should, like we said, they should have had a secondary villain that was a match for Superman.
Brainiac maybe, like, you know, was controlling, like he should have had him controlling the stuff. But anyway, we're losing track. But the Batman vs. Superman was just dark, hollow, piece of crap movie. I'm sorry, I cannot watch that movie. There are movies I could watch anytime they have it on TV, right? But this thing is so dark, that you would lose yourself in this movie and feel dirty. That's how I feel, because I'm like, Batman's killing everybody. Batman's branding people to Brandon on. I'm like, what is this? WWF, when they used to have the wrestler that used to like mark up with the, you know, or Terry Funk
like
with the Brandon on it.
NWO thing on people's backs.
I'm like, oh, the lady's walking her dog, and now she got hit with a rocket launcher. It's like, wow, Batman's coming. Look out! I mean, if I was in newspapers, I'm like, oh shit, here he comes again. We want to make zone-free Batman streets. It's like, seriously, like, there's no care for the human race. There's no care for people with innocence. Batman's going ape shit, not caring, shooting missiles, everything. He's torturing people with like the Joker.
It's like they were bringing the aspects of Batman Returns into his persona.
I mean, that fight was just ridiculous.
Well, that's exactly what they were doing. But if you look at it, if you look at the fight in Batman Returns, it made more sense in a way to me than the Batman versus Superman, because I didn't understand. Like, this was my thing, right? He went over to talk to Batman because at this point he knew Luthor was playing both of them. Okay? So Batman obviously doesn't know this yet. So he's trying to talk to Batman, and Batman's doing these things to him, which clearly aren't hurting him, right? Instead of being like, listen, Batman, Luthor has my mother. I need to go stop her. And if he's not listening, then you go and you try to stop Luthor yourself or something. My thing is that as soon as he gets pissed, he flies Batman through a building. Yeah. And it's like, I thought you went over there to ask for his help.
He's like a kid. He's not Superman yet.
He doesn't. Well, but this is my thing, though. It's like, okay, and if you're Batman, right, and you really don't trust this alien, and you've got the kryptonite spear to him, and he says, oh, you're killing Martha. I know that's his mother's name, but what if he's just saying that to screw with you, and then he obliterates you with his heat vision?
Right. I mean, you fought the Joker how many times, right?
Like, these are the things that I'm just like, this doesn't make sense.
When we were on air, and we said that interview that Schneider did, that he said he wants to see a movie where Batman's in jail and he gets gang raped in the butt. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? No, I don't want to see that movie. This is the sick, twisted thing that it became. I got to tell you, you can't make a Superman movie unless you fix something with Man of Steel. And I know this is going to be crazy. You probably may not agree with me, Chris, and that's fine. I cannot get over that he killed Zod. I'm sorry. I would have to fix it. I would have to say, look, the remains of that creature was hardening or something, and it's cracking like an egg, and then all of a sudden Zod is in there, like, okay.
Sure, I could see that.
Because you know what? It's like Kryptonian, listen to Lex Luthor, but in essence of making that creature, they restored Zod inside, and it was like when the creature was dead, Zod was healed and just came about.
Well, look how in the comic book, after a while, Superman was revived after Doomsday was.
Yeah, I know, but that's
they could go something similar. They could have gone with something similar with Zod, to where yes, he was killed.
Yeah,
but
now the only way you could do that is you could say in the remains he breaks out of the remains and he's changed because he knows that Superman. He knows that Superman went that far and he doesn't want to die anymore.
Well, no, but Scott is onto something though, because if you look at it, Doomsday beat Superman to death in the the death of Superman. It's not too far off from Superman snapping Zod's neck. So in a way, they could say that Zod wasn't dead; he was in that Kryptonian regeneration sleep or whatever it is, and he could come back. My thing is, I don't think they're going to do that because they've gone too far with this. They had Doomsday get stabbed with a kryptonite.
But you know what they could say? They could say they used the DNA, but in healing Zod to make this creature, they healed Zod.
I think they're gonna move on. I'm telling you, I think Man of Steel 2 is going to be a lot different from Man of Steel.
You can't, dude. You have to.
Oh, they're going to though. That's the thing.
Another thing is the Lex Luthor thing didn't work.
Oh no,
right?
Not at all.
Oh,
not at all.
There's no thing you can tell me in your head that would explain to me why someone who's a billionaire wants to lose his whole fortune and be in a jail cell. And not only that, but the whole planet that you live on, make it enslaved. There's no reasoning behind it. I mean, he was mad against Superman, not against all the other superheroes, but now all of a sudden he hates every superhero there is. I mean, what happened? I mean, he had his hair, so I don't know what would the reasoning be why he hates everybody. And I would make it that's Lex Luthor's son, just a punk ass kid that is just deranged. Maybe there was a battle with Superman and somebody, and his brain got electrified, and he was a little twisted. But I would just have someone else as Lex Luthor.
That wasn't genuine. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Don't have it be the genuine Lex Luthor. Have it be either his son.
I got to tell you,
somebody who was impersonating him.
I got to tell you, I don't think it would matter, and I wouldn't mind it at all if they brought Kevin Spacey back as Lex Luthor. Yeah. I don't care. Just it doesn't matter because look what they did with Mark Hamill with the Trickster and the old Flash series and the new Flash series. People won't mind. Just in this universe, he's Lex Luthor also. I mean, just have him as Lex Luthor and say, yeah, my son, but just be the mastermind.
I know it was cliched, but I mean, when they were going around saying that, it could have been Bryan Cranston as
great.
Lex Luthor, I was just like, yes, it's cliched. Everybody's expecting it. But let me just say this. If they came out and said, yeah, we got Bryan Cranston, do you think anybody's going to be like, oh, that's cliche?
No, not one person.
People would have been like, yes, great.
Not one person would have complained.
Fantastic. I know I would have been. I would have been like, hey, I might just go see the movie for him.
I would have been interested in seeing it.
Because if they used Cranston, they could have gone a different route, and they probably wouldn't have had to gone the route where...
It would have been so good.
Right. I agree, Scott. Because this is the thing. You obviously can't have Lex Luthor match up to Superman physically, and he can't have a fist fight with Superman. But you know what he can do? You know what the trademark of a good Lex Luthor is? They're both on screen at the same time, and he is winning in a battle against Superman with words.
Mm-hmm.
You find him, you say, yes, I know Superman could kill him in 2 seconds, but this guy is scaring me more than Superman or any other villain right now ever could. Because this guy has the resources to fight Superman. And not with his fists, but with his intelligence and with his resources, with his, because this guy, he's supposed to be the most intelligent human on the planet.
Yep.
At no point in Batman versus Superman did I look at Lex Luthor and go, oh, he's got Superman beat. No, I was like, I don't care.
No.
I don't care what happens to this character. Just kill him.
Listen,
I don't care.
the script was such a mess that you need a lot of things to fix it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. I mean,
There was no
even
reason
the
for
Daily,
Doomsday to be in that movie. There was no reason for it to be Doomsday.
even Daily Planet was a mess. How could you not know that you don't put a reporter on a sports section? Just the person that sports is the person that sports. Everybody has a duty.
If they were going to do that, then they should have done it in such a manner where
common sense.
Harry was punishing him for something he had.
No, but you don't understand. People just can't do sports. They don't know it. Why would he know sports?
I was just saying, like I said, if they have done something like, okay, Clark did something stupid, he went out of his way.
But then make him do a story on weddings or something.
A reporter like Clark and stick him in something.
But give him like a thing about weddings or some other stupid thing. But sports is a different thing. You have to be following the teams. You have to know what the hell you're talking about when you're writing about players and stuff.
I mean, that's the minor thing, though. That's like a really minor thing.
No, I know, but it was that. They killed off Jimmy Olsen in the beginning of the movie, right? Is that what they did?
I thought, and somebody made a good point about this in another video, too. They were like, that scene where the guy was about to shoot Olsen, wouldn't it have been much better for, like, the guy shoots the gun, but then Superman's right there and he catches the bullet?
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, instead the guy gets shot. And it's like, holy shit.
Deal is you just hear the gun go off. You see his Olsen's eyes just widen, like, oh God. And that's when you see, when they pan out, that's when you actually see a shadow on his face. And that's when he drops the bullet. And that's when you finally see Superman standing off to the side.
And the one dude that was holding Lois hostage, right? And then he tackles him through like a cement wall. That guy's dead.
Yeah.
His spine has been shattered. He's dead. I don't care what anybody says. He's dead.
Yes.
If you get tackled through a cement wall at that speed and that velocity, I should say, you're dead. You don't survive that. So Superman killed somebody else.
In theory, yeah.
I mean, I would have taken if Superman would have like lasered his arm off. Okay, the guy's still alive, but no, he's dead. He got, his spine is shattered.
That's why I love my Marvel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I mean, yes, we have some issues right now where I guess they think that they're making Iron Man 4, and I understand that. Sometimes we get a little sidetracked.
It's called Spiderman Homecoming.
But I'm so comfortable with my Marvel movies. I have a big smile on my face when I go in there. I have a big smile on my face when I leave. Make mine Marvel all the time. Sorry.
I will say this much: don't worry about any ending credit things in Mummy because there's none.
Oh, get out!
Yeah, they don't have any ending credit scenes. So.
There was no after credits, no nothing.
Nope, none.
What about Wonder Woman?
It's a little disappointing.
No.
Nothing in Wonder Woman?
Nope.
What are they trying to be cool? That's not cool. I gotta tell you, I'm not
this much. When you watch the movie, I don't know who they're setting up, but Tom Cruise looks like he does set up another monster movie by now.
all right. Don't tell me. That's enough. All right. I gotta tell you, of the DC Cinematic Universe I'm not into Cyborg, man. I mean, wasn't he a Teen Titan? I mean, why is he in them now? I mean, is he popular?
Well, he's been in the Justice League before, so this isn't the first time. I don't know if he needs his own movie. I think personally,
he wouldn't carry it.
Yeah, what they're doing, I think, is smart, though. They're introducing him in Justice League because he's tied to the mother boxes. So, I mean... But
could he just not become... Like, could he leave the Justice League and just get Green Lantern or something? Or?
Well, I mean, sure, but, actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's the smart thing to do Cyborg over Green Lantern right now because...
Why?
because
Due to
Green
what
Lantern
happened
is
with
far
Ryan
too
Reynolds.
complex for them to handle right now.
Oh,
And I
God.
don't. Let me explain to you why. Do you really want a Green Lantern movie the way the DC universe has been so far?
No.
I don't.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
don't,
why they
so-
didn't want to put Batman in Justice League originally, because they don't want to screw up Batman.
Well,
Remember originally they said, oh, they shredded the script in the shredder.
I remember the original
They took the
script
script
for
to put in the
Justice League,
shredder.
yeah.
They put it in the shredder, basically. They shredded the script of the shredder.
That was the rumor that they
there
got
we
rid
go.
of it in the boardroom, but yeah.
And the F word was used
off because they couldn't battle
The
Shredder.
F word was used a lot in that boardroom. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I think that Green Lantern is definitely in the pipeline for a sooner rather than later movie because apparently the new DC opening has him in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Listen, this is a half-ass, like, they baked it in the oven, like, way too much universe. It's screwed. And I think you need to soft reboot it already, like, somehow. Maybe
I can't say that until after we see Justice League, though.
All right. We'll be definitely talking about it extensively, like we did with Batman vs Superman. That's, I think, between Ghostbusters and that, those are the two movies that we talked about to death.
Well, that and Shin Gojira too.
Yes. I don't know how much time we have. Why can't I see how much time stuff?
It says about 6:43, 6:40.
Well,
Yeah,
I was gonna pitch an idea. This is a wouldn't it be cool moment.
Oh shit.
For Spiderman Homecoming. You know what I think they should do? Wouldn't it be cool if they Gareth Edwards the movie and every time Spider-Man was about to do something, they cut away to Iron Man and we get to see what he's doing? Like, even if he's just in like a board meeting or like he's brushing his teeth or something and then like he's fighting Vulture at the end. Like, I think what they should do is Spider-Man gets his ass handed to him by the Vulture and then Iron Man shows up and saves the day.
God.
I think that's what they should do.
Let me tell you something. Spider-Man is my hero, and I am scared about this movie. I am genuinely scared about this
Because
movie.
if they screw with this one, Marvel will be getting Spidey back.
I do have him on my phone representing the movie, but I am genuinely scared about Spider-Man Homecoming. Genuinely.
I can see it now. Like, Vulture's about to cut off Aunt May's head. And Spider-Man's like, no, wait. And then Iron Man comes in. He's like, need some help, kid? And then,
I am as scared about Spider-Man Homecoming as I was scared about Shin Gojira. And I actually think that I may not like Spider-Man Homecoming.
Well, at least Spider-Man's not starting out as like a tadpole, like he's a small spider that actually turns human, and then,
I mean, listen, I want things fixed. Like when we do videos lately, and when I don't like things and you don't like things, and it's like it's coming off as negative. And we're not negative.
No.
And I know this is not advertiser friendly, so I'm sorry, YouTube. Don't get mad and demonetize my videos like you did over 1,000. But when stuff sucks, stuff sucks.
Yeah.
Okay? If it's shit, flies come to it. You can't make it smell like Febreze. Even if you sprayed Febreze on it, it still smells like shit. So I got to tell you, I don't sugarcoat anything, right? Neither does Chris with Godzilla. I mean, we can't. Neither does Scott. We'd say it as it is. So,
yeah, because you heard my verdict of the last Aliens movie. I was not happy with it.
I am not happy with the Predator movie. What I'm hearing, I am not happy about Homecoming. I am worried about The Mummy. I know you saw it. You said it's great. I still have to see it myself. There are certain movies that I'm going to see a lot, but they're just like Marvel Comics. They're screwing up. Okay, I heard something, and I don't know if it's true. Okay, so all you comic book fans, you don't attack because I don't read Thor, okay? But I heard that the old guy is not Odin, it's Old Man Thor. Because me and Chris talked about this. Old Man Logan, Old Man Thor, Old Man Hulk, They did the Hulk thing already, Maestro. Let's keep making all old guys, just like multiple Spider-Men, multiple Thors, they don't get it. You do it once, and that's it. Old Man Logan is there, okay? You don't need to do Old Man Thor. You don't need to do oh my God, what if Spider-Man's so old he can't even poop? No, I don't care, okay? But he has to fight the Green Goblin. What does he do? Like, I don't want to see this.
Webs.
Nobody wants one Thor. Can we have one Thor? I mean, you have to have two now, okay? I'm not happy about it. Can we just fix it the way it's supposed to be fixed? Is that ever going to happen?
No.
Sorry.
There was some stuff about
that genie bottle, so
people were questioning Dan Slott. Now, I do like what Dan Slott does. Sometimes he does things that really blows my top, and then sometimes I'm like, wow, this is the greatest thing. I don't agree. I'm not going to spoil the new book because I don't want that. But I don't agree with his interpretation of Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn's always been fucking batshit crazy. Even before the formula, they established that. So you can't say that he's not crazy anymore because he hasn't the formula in him. He's always been a fucking nut job. So I'm just telling you that I don't agree. And we can agree to disagree. And there's a lot of stuff. And the Secret Empire crap. I'm getting it. This weird shit going on in there. Like weird shit. And I don't like when I feel uncomfortable. I'm reading the comic. It's like, why am I reading this? So yes, unfortunately, if you're new to this channel, we are going to cover as many movies as we can, as many comics as we can, and we like things and then we don't like things.
Yeah.
We love things and we hate things, and get used to it. And we're not negative people, and we're not super positive. Like we're not like, oh, happy George, happy George. No. So you get both. So just get used to it. And my new subscribers that I got lately, thank you for subscribing. And it's going to happen on this channel. So anything you want to add, Chris?
I think that in Spider-Man Homecoming, they should kill Spider-Man off, and it should be Tony Stark wearing the Spider-Man suit. Yes.
And it turns out that Spider-Man what you were seeing was actually a clone.
Wait. Just, I have to, I'm sorry, how much time we got left?
Less than a minute.
In Spider-Man Homecoming, we have Tony Stark. Tony Stark's best friend. Tony Stark's girlfriend. Tony Stark's suit. He's got a suit for you, too. Tony Stark's angry ex-worker. Like, seriously.